Ida body uidi, idi body uidi, udi ai ui, ui ai, ui ai. Spider-Man. Spider-Man. The movie game. Game Boy Advance. Peeking, right? Well, I am here to talk about Spider-Man for the Game Boy Advance. Why? Because I can. And what is it? I want to kind of get a move on and talk about before we like get into the actual like gameplay, like how the game was for me, all that stuff. I want to talk about how I came to find this game. So one day I told myself, I want to make more Spider-Man videos. I want to make more Spider-Man gameplays so that way I could have more videos on the page and everything will be just fine, right? That's what I've always wanted. I've always wanted more Spider-Man videos on the page. More Spider-Man gameplays, more Spider-Man reviews. Even though you guys know I have multiple Spider-Man reviews, but not really necessarily a lot of Spider-Man gameplays, walkthroughs, all that stuff, right? So I decided, hey, you know what? Before I jump into, like, I think it was Marvel Spider-Man, right? I think that's what it was, right? Yeah, I think so. I was like, you know what? Why don't I just go ahead and jump into playing, I think it was like before I did the... Yeah, it was right before I did Marvel Spider-Man. It was like right after the Game Boy Advance game. So I played like basically most of Spider-Man's Game Boy games and all of them sucked, right? And I was like, you know what? I need to find something to redeem with because I was like, you know what? We need to find a game to redeem with. So I decided 11 days ago, I decided to whip up Spider-Man the movie, Game Boy, full playthrough with lots of rage, right? I mean, the game's called Spider-Man the movie, Game Boy Advance, right? It's the Game Boy Advance version of Spider-Man the movie, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going to play this game because I want to make up for those 3 shitty Spider-Man games that I played before this. So I got on this game not knowing anything. I only looked at, the only thing I looked at this game for right before I even started the live stream was how long this game was, right? And they said this game will take you an hour 40 to beat, right? You know what that hour 40 or hour 20 turned into for me? Take a look for yourself. 3 hours and 25 minutes. Yeah. Your eyes are not deceiving you there. They're not deceiving you. It took me 3 hours to beat a 1 hour Spider-Man game. Let me show you why, right? So we're getting into the intro and shit, all that other good stuff. And our first mission, right, is to beat like 10 bad guys in 9 minutes. I should have known at this moment, and I think I did know at this moment. I'm going to keep the audio muted, but you get it, right? I had to like do something or something. But I should have known as soon as they said a 9-minute time limit, I knew something was up. Like, basically, I had to save all the hostages, and if I don't do that, I fail the mission, right? Because this game only has 4 different types of game modes. It has save the hostages, right? Beat up a certain amount of bad guys, swing around the city as a fucking mini game, and I think we have, like, 2 other fucking shits, right? And the reason why I say this game was so taxing and arguably awful is because you're redoing those 5 to 4 different sets of missions over and over and over and over and over and over again. And on top of that, getting more repetitive the more you go into it and play through it. But also, each of the objectives for those 4 different types of mission styles get longer and longer. And I would argue some of these levels are absolute garbage. I mean, don't even get me started with the carnival level, like the near final level where I had to hear that carnival music over and over again while I was trying to look for bombs. That level sucked dick. And let me tell you another thing that sucked dick. The web swinging. The web swinging in these games are janky as shit. I ain't gonna lie, when you're doing the web swinging when you're in the 2D sections, that's fine, right? But when you're web swinging in that, like, first person perspective, where you're looking at Spider-Man's backside and going that shit, and you gotta move all around, I thought it was cool, like a little cool novelty to do that at first, right? But after the first time, I just wanted to die inside. And I know it's not like a thing you're forced to do in order to progress to the next mission, thank God, because if it was, I would have quit that Spider-Man game a long time ago. But because of, like, so much repetitiveness and, like, redoing the same task over and over, except there's even more things in that mission to do, I would argue this game got pretty repetitive, boring, and pretty frustrating at times. And don't even get me started not only with the levels, but the bosses, too. Some of the bosses were actually pretty annoying, like Vulture. Vulture was somewhat annoying in this game. He wasn't like the worst thing in the world. He wasn't the worst. But you know who I would say is the worst? Green Goblin and Kraven the fucking Hunter. So let me show you what's up with the boss battles in this game. Spider-Man the movie GBA boss fights. Right, let me just show you them all. Okay, check this out. It's only like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. I'm going to show you the boss fights in their entirety. Kind of give you an idea of how bad some of this shit is, right? So, for me, because I had no idea, right, that this exists or anything, I went into fighting Vulture, like, not knowing when to hit him versus, you know, like, not knowing what to do at all. So, basically, my strategy was to jump kick him every single time he got low, which I sort of did, right? But, man, I'm telling you, when you try to jump kick them sometimes and it doesn't work out and stuff, I don't know, man. I felt like this boss was just something else. Not the worst, but not the best either. I mean, it's better than the other one. Anyways. So, Kraven's first fight, right? Let me explain this one real quick. Kraven's first fight, you have to, like, turn on the lights or some stupid shit in order to do damage to him. Now, when I fought Kraven the first time, I was like, okay, this is not too bad. I was still struggling a little bit because I didn't know what to do at first. But other than that, I don't think this fight was too bad. Though it is kind of annoying when he kind of runs around quickly, turns off the lights just so you can, you know, not have a shot at hitting him again. It was kind of annoying a little bit. Not too annoying, though. Shocker? I would argue this boss was one of the most annoying bosses in the game. Because basically what you have to do, right, when you fight Shocker, is you have to wait till the fucker laughs. And I mean it, you have to wait around till he laughs at you. Because if you don't, he'll grab you, he'll shock you, he'll punch you. He'll basically do literally anything to stop you in your trails. And don't even get me started with Shocker and his mission in the subway train. That was awful too. And I know this review is all over the place. It's just because I haven't done one in a while. Leave me alone. Yeah, and see, while he's laughing, you go around and hitting him and shit. Now, a part of me didn't know you can use the debris to damage Shocker, like, a massive amount, because, again, this is my first time playing. I didn't spend years playing this. I didn't play this as a kid. I only play this as a grown-ass man, right? So, using the debris to make Shocker take way more damage than what I was doing, I wish I figured that out. But on top of that, I wish, like, this boss wasn't so repetitive in order to wait till he laughs to do, like, one thing of damage to him. It was annoying. Green Goblin 1, on the other hand, yeah, he's pretty annoying, too, because he'll constantly come from either side, like left or right, and you have to try your best to do damage to him. And sometimes he won't get in the right position for you to do damage. So, and then you have to wait for another rotation over and over and over again just to do it, right? So then we got Scorpion. Scorpion, I kind of bitched Scorpion. He wasn't bad at all as a boss fight. I didn't mind him. Oh my god, this spider thing. Oh, where do I begin with this spider thing? So, this spider thing, right? You have to damage him by shooting your webs into his eyes, right? Now, keep in mind, I don't know any other way to damage him. You can't go up and punch this thing. You can't go up and try to jump kick this thing, because he'll summon little baby monster things to come get you and oh god, that pancake's really fucking me up. Excuse me, god damn. Right? But this thing was really fucking annoying. I remember I was on this boss for, I think, 30 minutes because I just could not figure out for my life what the fuck to do. There are some items that do way more damage to him, but at the same time, it's just so fucking annoying dealing with this boss, right? By the way, shoutouts to Endgame Drew for not allow me to use this footage, but basically for the footage because this is his footage, not mine, right? So Craven the Hunter 2 is what really pissed me off. By the way, that's your little health thing right there on the bottom right or bottom left. Anyways, so you're wondering what you got to do. Where is Craven at? So you have to not only start by dodging a lot of his bullets, which takes a fat minute to do, by the way. And this is what pisses me off. Not only have to dodge so many bullets, but let's say this. He finally comes running down or maybe even jumping down, right? You have to kill him, right? Basically. He runs around, jumps around, has traps all around the arena, right? And there's only certain frames where you can hit this man, and then you have to, like, you know, wait till he's done doing his weird movement, stupid, weird-looking thing in order to kind of deal damage to him, right? So you're wondering, okay, bet, I'm about to defeat him. Look what he just fucking did. He regenerated all of his HP that you basically fucking gave the man, right? That you damaged him. Now you have to repeat this fight 2 to 3 more times while he regenerates. Now keep this in mind, I'm a grown-ass man, so I didn't know what the fuck this was, and on top of that, him regenning. So not only did that the other boss took me 30 minutes, this one probably took me an hour or so, or close to it, just so I could, like, figure out how to beat this one. I remember I had to look this one up, and it was awful, man. Trash. Green Goblin Showdown. This is the final boss, right? Green Goblin's doing his same Phase 1 bullshit, but this time he brings in his pumpkin bombs, and it's really hard to dodge them. And it's easy for you to take damage to Green Goblin in comparison to not taking damage to the Green Goblin here. Now, this guy already knows what to do, but then after you beat his ass, right, you start beating his ass on the ground, and his glider, after you take his first health bar down, he'll be like, okay, I'm not done yet, Spider-Man, and basically comes out and says, guess what, bitch? Check it. I'm going to show you my bombs, and my glider's going to magically fly around the stage, throwing bombs at me, or at you 24/7. Yep. And keep in mind, when you die on these bosses, you gotta restart from the fucking beginning, man. So meaning, if you die on Green Goblin at any point, even at the last hit whatsoever, you have to restart Green Goblin 1 all over again. And I remember, after I beat Green Goblin 2, I low-key said, after some bullshit-ass missions, after some bullshit level design, like boss and enemy placement and all this other sort of shit, I'm not gonna lie, this game, I'm not gonna say it gave me PTSD, because that's kind of cringe, saying it, well, it's not cringe, but low-key, it gave me a bad taste in my mouth, because I tried, later on, right, and I don't know if I'll ever make a review on the second game, but, you know, I tried, like, I went into this game, right, not knowing anything other than the length, and I thought it would be an hour for me, too, and it turned out to be quadruple that time, just to beat a 1-hour game, and that made me not really want to play a Spider-Man game for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, this game that I played, I didn't want to play that Spider-Man game anymore. After that, I didn't want to touch that one, so that's why I went to, like, Marvel Spider-Man, which I need to make a review on that one, too. To be straight up honest with you. Who knows? I might just make a short on it, to be honest. Not a full-length live stream like this one, or like a short stream on this one. I don't know. Let me know down below in the comments if you want a Marvel Spider-Man my experience, since I still haven't, done that game yet. I've done the Batman Arkham games and all that other sort of shit for reviews. But anyways, as I was saying, right? It's just really annoying to me that this game kind of gave me a bad taste in my mouth, and now I'm really not that much excited to really play other Spider-Man Game Boy Advance games. And I tried Spider-Man 2, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm just gonna say it here, Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man, like, I'd rather play Spider-Man 1, the movie game, over Spider-Man 2, the movie game, mainly for the GBA, mainly because, like, I don't know. It just felt somewhat better to play, even though the games they feel pretty much almost one-to-one with each other. And I ain't gonna lie. Excuse me. After I tried Spider-Man 2, I went off that shit after level 1. I ain't gonna hold. It just reminded me too much of this game, and I didn't want to be reminded of this Spider-Man game, man. It left a bad taste in my mouth, and now I kind of got that impression that most Spider-Man Game Boy Advance games are kind of going to be that shitty shit, They're not going to be a peak tier. They're not going to be good. They're going to be ass and not worth my time. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'm done with this review. Let me know down below in the comments if you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share the video with your friends. I might need to do the Marvel Spider-Man, like, review, probably right now, but just so I can get out of the fucking way, man. But anyways, I'll be back in a bit with another Spider-Man joint.